Welcome to the show, TubeBuddy Maniacs. I'm Owen Video. I'm your host today, streaming live for my good friends over at TubeBuddy, and of course, I have the video on the other thing. It's always something. I
just checked my phone. I was like, crap.
I know. Who did that? Who did that? You know what I mean? We have a great show lined up for you guys today. I've got Jase Bennett from the Ohana Adventure. Log in. We're going to be talking about how to build a strong YouTube community today. Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for Jase Bennett. Jase Bennett. Jase. I did it. I did it again.
There we go. I'm doing a live audience thing in my office.
I remember seeing that. I remember seeing Kirk Cameron do that on Growing Pains back in like the late 80s. And he did this whole, and I remember me and my dad were like, oh my gosh, that's so cool. First time we'd ever seen anybody do that. So kind of fun. Do you remember that show? Do you remember Growing Pains?
Oh, totally. I do it behind our microphone every once in a while. My kids are like, I'm here. I'm like, yeah.
You've got what? Like, I think one kid? You've got one child?
1 times 6.
1 times 6. So 6 kids. That's fantastic. I come from a big home and I've got 4 kids myself. I love the kid thing. For those in our audience who may not know about the Ohana Adventure because they're, maybe not on YouTube, which would be weird because this is a YouTube channel. Tell us a little bit about your success story, your channels, and what you're doing so that we get an idea of why you're the right person to talk about how to build a YouTube community.
Whew. That's heavy. Okay, let's start. Started our family in Hawaii and had 6 kids, lived in Hawaii. I had a skate company, a bunch of other stuff. And I started making YouTube videos. That was circa 2009. Fast forward, a kid named Devin Graham came out. Everyone told me he should.
Who?
Devin Super Tramp. Shout out.
There you go.
And we did a bunch of videos together. He did one for me. I was in a bunch of his. And I was like, man, I got to keep working on this. And then fast forward even years farther than that, YouTube channel for the skate company was killing it, doing awesome. And then ended up accidentally moving away from Hawaii because nobody leaves Hawaii on purpose. It was an accident. We did not mean to move to the mainland.
So makes sense. Makes sense.
And we were here and CVX Live, a social media conference in Utah, which everyone should go to. It rocks. Sorry, another shout out. I'm not involved, but it rocks.
Great show, though. It's a great show. I spoke there last year. Actually, last 2 years I spoke there. And it's just a really like at home, homey, family type of place.
Yeah,
right? Become friends.
It rocks
there. Yeah.
We loved it.
That's awesome.
But then I met a bunch of creators there, and I forget which vlogger it was, but one of them was like, yeah, man, this and that. We started chatting. I said, okay. I said, so CPM about this and this. What are your monthly views like? And he said, about this. I went, what?
Yeah.
Wait a second. And those are all monetized. I said, all monetized. I did the numbers in my head. And I thought, so I talked to my wife. I said, we don't have any of these businesses that you're running in Hawaii anymore. You want to start a vlog? Because she used to blog a lot. And so she got it up and running. And then we worked on it together a whole bunch. And it's almost in the next couple days, 1.5 million strong on that one.
Amazing.
Yeah, we gained 1 million subscribers last year, or in a 12-month period. The first 12 months was 100,000. The last 12 months was 1 million. So we're trying, we're learning, we're collaborating a ton. We've met some amazing people, but we do something that you love. We live stream once a week on our channel at the same time every week.
Okay. All right. That's great.
And
so live streaming.
That creates super fans because there's that live interaction now. And now they love us and they cling. It's crazy.
Now, did you announce that time? You say, hey, we're going to start live streaming every Monday at 7. So join us. Or is it just was it kind of a thing that just developed that this time usually works out for us?
It was a strategic play. Like we are it's our family and this is fun, but this is a business, right?
Right.
Yes, it's a vlog. It's a family vlog, but it's a business. And so YouTube rolled out their live streaming. they cleaned it up a little bit. We had to use third-party apps and all this crazy stuff.
I remember. Sure.
Remember that? I don't even remember what those apps were called, but you had to go through them first to build it out. But I said, if they're going to be pushing, if they just launch this, they're going to push this. So let's do this. It never did as good as we really wanted, but at the end of the 45-minute stream, we'd have had like 20 to 30,000 views after the first year of doing it. In the beginning, it was like 2 people were on and we loved them.
Yeah, yeah. You know, that's a great lesson for everybody because, you know, I'm constantly hearing that. Well, what do you do if nobody shows up? You know, you love on the people that do, right?
Yeah.
If it's one person, you know, hey, you know, a lot of people pretend like that they don't notice the one person because they want to play it off. Like,
yeah.
You know, hey, I just saw we got a live viewer. Who is it? Who are you? Tell us what you're doing. How, you know,
how did you find us?
You know, it's a great point. And I think that's the starting point, right, of building a strong community. And when I think of the Ohana Adventure, plus some of the satellite stuff you've got going on, your Instagram, your kids are now starting channels.
Yeah.
People are in community around you. They really feel like they're a part of your experience. Now, you've talked about live streaming. Talk to us a little bit about today. What are your top tips for building community? You're a strategic guy. Hold nothing back. Let it all go. How do we build community?
Oh, man. In the beginning, we don't do it now, and we try. If I don't sleep much, I live on 5 hours. That's my jam. I can't change it. And so I will, when I wake up, try to take an hour and respond to comments on our YouTube channel. But in the beginning, by the end of the day, no comment was left unreplied to, right? And it wasn't that hard. There was like 5 comments. And then there was 10 comments, and we doubled. And then there was 20, and we're like, this 4X on the comments were amazing. And then we got it going to where it was a hefty task to keep up with it. But we would respond for real. We learned this from, that's a thing Sean McKnight does. He talked to us about Power Hour way back when, or I learned it from him. He didn't talk to us about it back then. I have since talked to him about it. But the Power Hour after the video goes live, you hang and you comment.
Yeah.
And that's what they would do.
After it goes live?
Yeah, right after it goes live, you hang there and you comment back. And you get that interaction going. You keep that going. So we believed in that for the first year and a half. Probably until we started launching those music video parodies. Yeah. And then we couldn't keep up. It was ridiculous.
The parodies was like an exponential thing for you guys.
It's actually, I'm going to let it all out. Here you go.
Hear that, folks?
Parodies, they're a loss leader, right? They are our Black Friday doorbuster.
Wow.
So because we film
Loss Leader. Before we go on, explain Loss Leader, because we've got Marshmallows out there, we've got Joe from the Carolinas, we've got Pam's out there. You know, largely creators. You and I sort of have this business background. What's a Loss Leader? What do you mean by that?
So Walmart back in the day, they don't do it now, but they made their DVDs $1 cheaper than their cost. Only Tuesday to Friday. And they were always placed at the back middle of the store.
Right.
So you would go. I would go because I knew if I went in there on Tuesday, I was going to get the latest and greatest movie for cheaper than anybody else could sell it to me for. And I would go there. It was my destination. But on my way back out the store, I always bought the Oreos. And they made their money back on me every single time.
Love
so
it.
Our parodies, we get a lot of traction on them. I mean, we still get probably at least 300,000 to 500,000 views a day on our parodies, and we haven't made one in 6 months.
Oh, wow.
And so that's still bringing the people in, but directly carded, tagged, and annotated around those is the 3 to 5 videos that we filmed leading up to and the behind the scenes of and the crush that was spoken of in the video. We have all these other fully monetized videos that if they come for that parody, they will consume the other videos. And those are the ones that we make our money off of. And then that's why they subscribe.
That's, let me ask you something. Do you have a favorite child?
When I'm fishing, yes. When I'm skating, yes. When I'm like each different event, there's a favorite that I'm like, oh, I'm going fishing. I'm taking so-and-so. Or, oh, we're going to film a music video. I'm going to use so-and-so. Oh, we need somebody to throw up on camera. Dude, if he smells something, the kid's done. So
hilarious. I have one of those kids myself. I have one of those kids myself. And you know what? It's kind of like the America's Funniest Thing. You're just kind of like, here, smell this, you know, while mom is kind of, yeah, exactly. You know, hey, don't judge us, folks. We're YouTubers.
Yeah.
Great to hear from you on that. And I can't wait to dig in more. First, I want to say hi to some of our audience that's out there. Icy Blue, Air 5, you were the first. And yes, it matters. Sackboy D, FIFA Rockers, Krishna Krish is out there. And of course, Andrew can he do it? Yes, he can. Andrew is here. Can't wait to hang with you at TubeBuddy or at VidCon, my man. Stephen Paul Taylor is saying, I'm waiting. Pins and needles, my friend. Pins and needles. Adam Craig Outdoors. Hi, y'all. He actually put y'all. So that's like a kind of like a best of both worlds there.
There we go.
Pam Duthie is out there. Dennis Harris, Vinny 12, 2004. I'm guessing you were born in 2004 in December. So we all know when your birthday is, sir. Foulfish, good to see you. Air 5 for your consistency. Every time I stream Foulfish, you're there. Doing it with Jason is logging in. Guys, Thunder 13. Wow. What a crew today.
That's awesome. I love it.
Hey, if you guys have questions on how to build community, how to build a channel for our boy Chase Bennett at the Ohana Adventure, and also 100 other entrepreneurial ventures. One of the things I love about you is you introduced me to Richie Norton, right? And I've been texting him the last like 2 days.
Awesome.
All because he said, hey, text me, man. Let's talk. And I'm like, okay, here's 3 business ideas. What do you think? What should I do? And he's amazing guy. You're not just a YouTuber. You're a businessman. How important is that in building community around your channel?
With us, it helps with strategy, right? You said I'm strategic because it's all, I mean, everything is strategy, right? You can't get in a car and press the pedal unless you know to turn the key first. You can't, right? All of these things, you need to have processes. And so for us, it's been really important to build a community because that's the only way enough people will click that video right when you launch it and want to click that video to then get the algorithm to notice you to let YouTube then do its thing.
Okay, so what you just said is so important. What you just said is so important is that you build community so that when you launch the video, your community watches it, which triggers the algorithm. That's what we call velocity, folks.
Yes.
And that is the key right there. So please continue.
No, and so that's with every video, we try to figure out how are we going to get people engaged? How are we going to, you know, do this, do that? How do we use these other platforms? And so we create little games with our fans. We create little, we don't do giveaways, but we do games and little shout outs for it, stuff like that. We should do giveaways. I know a lot of people have a lot of success with giveaways. In the beginning, we didn't want people, our community, to be built off of receiving something for free. And so we didn't do it that way. I know other people do. That's awesome. This is why we did what we did.
Right.
But now we'll do, you know, our Instagram swipe up. Like when we launch a video, my wife and I'll have like both of our phones and a laptop. She's like, and live and swipe up and Twitter.
Right.
And so we really try to hit all of our fans. But caveat, let's rewind a half or pause. Our Instagram is not there just to push to YouTube.
Right.
Right. People on Instagram, our fans on Instagram want different things than our YouTube fans. But if we're intriguing enough in our stories, we do get them to click through hundreds of them each story. We'll get, in the first couple hours, we'll get a couple hundred swipe ups to our video. Yeah. And so we know it is working, but it gets like 12,000 views on the story and there's only 300 swipe ups. Yeah. So we try not to go crazy on them. Instagram is for pretty pictures, cute little videos. But then we can get that community to jump over the ones that want to without kind of overwhelming them. Don't just post thumbnails on Instagram. Anyways, rant over.
A great point there, right? We talk about platform people purpose, right? Your platform, you know, upload to the platform the way the platform users want to be served. Want to say what's up to Creator Fundamentals logging in. Dan, great to see you.
Good username. I like that.
Right? Right? It's like literally, it's like, what do you do? Well, it's, you know, fundamentals for creators.
Yeah, that says it all.
You've got to sort of like limit, right? Limit the amount of promotion that you're doing, so that you don't give your community fatigue.
Right.
Right? Is that kind of what you're getting at here?
Yeah, no, totally. And I know that it's cliche to say be authentic, and people have a hard time with me because I'm so strategic, but that is how I'm authentic. Yeah, I do think things through. I do come up with a process. That is how and who we are. And so we are very strategic about it, and it is a business, but within that business, we love our people. Like my entire little, but many Ohana is we are all going to be on the floor at VidCon for at least a couple hours each day, because we took them all to playlist. We had a 2-hour line to hang out with us. It was insane. They wouldn't feature us, but we decided to go anyways and just hang out on the floor and see who our demographic is.
Yeah.
There's no better way to do that, to go on a floor and see who recognizes you. Go into the grocery store, and if it's all 5-year-olds that recognize you, you know much more now than what YouTube will tell you about who your audience is. Right. We go to grocery stores, it's 8 to 14-year-olds nonstop, and now it's really odd. There's a lot of moms hitting us up. I'm like, for kind of a kids channel? There's tons of moms that recognize us now. It's crazy.
Yeah. Well, you know, I think a lot of it, because I know we do. We watch a lot of your channel. We watch the Weiss Life, and we watch some of these sort of family-based channels. And it's hard for the parent not to kind of like, you know, my wife's in there, you know, cutting onions or editing a video, and like, what, you know, well, that's kind of funny, and start to get involved. And let's face it, you're a good-looking guy, so let's face it, you know. Some of these moms are like, you know, hey, I didn't see a ring, but you know, that's whole different conversation.
I made this ring really big and fat just in case.
I love it. Yeah, exactly. That's why I put the tattoo on mine, is so even when I'm not wearing it, because gets under, it's a whole different story, folks. Hey, Phone Life TV, Nintendo Ico, Brittany, MT Coalforge, great to see you. Andrew Can makes a great point. Going back to what Jase Bennett had said about commenting, right? That TubeBuddy has a canned responses tool in TubeBuddy where you can put in a canned response, like thanks for watching. You can put multiple canned responses in that'll help you to you know, if you're getting a lot of these comments, you can just sort of like, you know, more comments. You know, what I did, I set up like 5 canned responses, because I never want someone
that's awesome,
right, to think that I'm just kind of like stamping them, right? But, you know, at almost 40,000 subs, I mean, some of these videos can get off the hook, right? And so I love Power Hour. Another, you might want to look at canned responses on YouTube. So, or TubeBuddy, take a look at those things. We got a question here from our audience asking about authenticity, right? And what you said, being strategic is it's authentic to you. What are some ways that other people can be authentic without being cliche, right? I think I should look at that too. Like, what does that even mean in this nebulous sort of realm? How can we be more authentic? So in every once in a while, to show the authenticity, we will bring like we don't have like Fan Mail Friday. We don't do things like that, but we will mention fans in videos every once in a while. We talk about the dirt sometimes. There's this one thing going on with that mommy bloggers are dealing with called lifestyle porn. Okay. It's the blog. My son just got his little shout out creeper right there. That's why I was asking about which kids you love the most, because I saw the creeper in the background and I was trying to play off of it. Yeah. So it's, you know, the blog post that shows a mom. This is a true story. I won't say who, but a mom there with her daughter, perfect meal coming out of the oven. The house looks perfect. The photos are amazing. She's like, quick pic of me and my daughter, hashtag mommy time. And it looks amazing. Right. And that's the type of stuff that my wife would look at and go, I suck. I'm a terrible human. I can't cook a full meal. My daughter in a brand new outfit with a clean kitchen, and I'm actually done up. And behind the scenes, the mom texted the nanny who brought the daughter downstairs. The cook had made the meal, and the photographer was waiting by. Right? Not authentic, like totally fake.
And so, like, here's a good, we had the sex talk. Every 8-year-old in our family gets the sex talk. We say the talk so it doesn't get flagged. But we do. And we let them know all of it. And we have filmed every one of those with our kids, except for our oldest, because we weren't doing YouTube yet. And they're on YouTube. And the fans are going crazy. I think there's a couple comments that have 1,000 comments on the comments. In this
wow.
video. Yeah. It's at like 90,000 views. It was posted yesterday. So for a 1.4 million view channel, that's not epic, right? Percentage wise, but it's a good video. And all the comments are like, wow, thank you so much for being real. And so vloggers, I think, have a little bit of an easier time being authentic because the camera's on that often. You're going to catch who you really are. And if not, you're going to die soon. I mean, I don't know anybody that can keep it up for that long.
It's hard. Exhausting too, because we've got the family channel. We also have a marriage channel, Thriving Sexy Marriage. And
ooh, I gotta watch that one.
Yeah,
Let me have that one back.
Yeah, it's really good, and it's about kind of like parenting, marriage, and these types of things. And then we have like my business channel, the family channel. It's like all me. It's like me on the couch with no shirt on, right? But the business channel, we try to make
right now. Just a second.
Yeah. It's lifestyle porn is the name of the video. Now it's. So, it's hard. It's hard to maintain sort of that fakeness. It's exhausting, right?
Yeah. No, it's terrible.
You're going to get found out at some point. You had told a story at Clamor. We were both at Clamor, and in fact,
not the cry story.
No, and you know what? And I don't even know if this was the cry story, but I want. You talked about a picture, or you said happy birthday to a fan.
Yeah.
You remember the story, and then you saw the picture. Can you help our audience understand the power of really communicating with your fans? Because that made me cry.
Dude, it's so good. And we've actually had 3 more things just like that in the past week and a half that I'm like, dude, I love these kids. Like, I really do. So we had a girl come up to us at Playlist. She waited in this line of people, and we weren't like in a booth. We were just hanging out in the middle of the hallway, and she waited her turn. She got up to us and she said, my sister and I love you guys. Can you just say happy birthday to her on my phone? And so we're like, yeah, for sure. I grabbed the phone. Happy birthday. You're amazing. We love you for supporting us. And I had a hard time with the love thing. I never said love to anybody but my wife, children, and family.
Right. I get that.
Until YouTube. Like, how did this platform soften me? I was a hardened criminal, right?
Yeah, yeah.
And we said that to this girl, and then later on a little bit, a week later, because that was Playlist to Clamor was about a week, right? Week and a half or so.
Something like that.
A week and a half goes by, or a week goes by, and then we see, what was it now? It was, a video on Instagram that tagged our family. I was scrolling for a second through our tags, and I clicked on this one because it was intriguing to me. And it was this beautiful girl sitting in a wheelchair. Her legs definitely don't hit the pedals. Her arms had issues, and it was her sister. So the video was her, and then you see the phone come into play, and it's us saying, happy birthday, we love you. And she makes these not kind of inaudible sounds and excited, and she starts to tear up, and I'm like, oh my goodness, we just made this girl's week. And so anyway, so we've actually interacted with her a little bit more. She did a live. This is an update to that story. She did a live stream, and I saw it somehow because I followed her from my personal account.
Right.
And I saw her live, and I jumped on it, and I was the only person on her live. And I was like, just typed, love you, still thinking of you, you rock. And the same thing happened all over again. She starts freaking out. Her mom comes over. Oh my gosh, the Ohana's on her live. This is amazing. You guys are so amazing. And the whole family gathered around, and they were talking to us. And you mean so much to us. Our kids learn a lot from you. We both work. And I was like, dude.
Yeah.
How can we not keep doing this? I mean, yes, we get paid. Yes, it's a business. But man, these kids, man, I really it comes to me that the kids that have enough time to watch our videos daily, it's typically because the family situation is a different style family situation, if I can say it like that.
Yeah.
And man, the comments we get, it makes me commenting back really actually wanting to help these kids out, really wanting to leave good comments back to them and being authentic in that, like, hey, thank you so much, and trying to remember something or mention something. And you can't do that for everybody. It's impossible.
Right. And the fact that you even saw the post on Instagram, right?
I was stoked.
There's a fate aspect to that, right? Like,
I agree.
You were supposed to be there. She was supposed to post it at that time, and these things happen. How many of you guys in the audience want that power? I mean, what power to bring someone's day up? Costume Co., Gen Adventures TV, Keeping It Dutch, Leather Rock. Would that not make your day? Would that not make your year? Would that not motivate you to keep moving forward? And I asked that question really strategically because sometimes we get these comments that pop up on your phone, and you're like, I'll respond to it later. I'm busy, right?
Mm-hmm.
But when we engage in this game of YouTube, what you're doing is you're saying, I have a responsibility to the people that are going to be going to be providing me that income. They're watching the ads. That sense pays you, right? And we owe it to them. We owe a certain amount of thing to them, right? Jase, what do we owe our fans? What do we owe our community? At what point do we start saying no?
It depends what you've promised, right? It depends what your channel puts out there. If you are a strategy channel that puts out the best strategy, you owe that research to put out good enough content that's going to help who's following you. If you're a family channel, you owe it to them to put out family valued content depending on who you are authentically. If you are a gaming channel, you owe it to your guys to really learn and own that game, entertain them, and show them the tips and tricks that they're hoping to gain by watching it. It depends what you provide, but whatever you provide it.
Yeah.
Right? Put it out there. And that can be exhausting. And that's where the authenticity comes back. That has to be you, or there'll be a disconnect and it'll never launch.
That's important. That's huge. Watch the pivots, guys. Watch the pivots. Watch building a channel to 3,000, 5,000 subs on basketball and then pivoting over to baseball because you got bored, right?
Yeah.
Your audience signed up for the basketball, and that's important. We got a great question here from Viderma Production, who's saying, I have a channel on movie reviews. I think it's difficult to build a community around a short movie channel. So I think he's making short films. What do you suggest, Jase Bennett, to at least start a community around a channel like that?
Create something that makes them want to come back, right? So is it movie review, like they review blockbuster hits, or they make short form video content?
They make short form video.
I wish I knew more, right? Dig in more so I could actually.
It's tough. We get these questions and we don't know anything about the channel. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's so if they make, man, because if it was movie reviews, it's an easy answer. It's if you had really good movie reviews, dude, I'd subscribe and be like, new movie's out. Dude, I totally agree with Owen's perspective. Let me see. Jase, or not Jase. Dude, this movie, it bombed. Here's a couple reasons without giving you the spoilers. And I'd be like, oh, save me $500 because I'd have to take all 37 children of mine.
Yeah.
But, right? But that's, if it's something, it's for any subscribership, if whatever you do, be consistent enough with it that we can come back as followers. Because I follow, right? Philly D. Dude, I love Philly D's show.
Yeah.
I really do. I quite often agree with what his perspective is. And so I do. When I'm driving, I'll just have the audio of his show running. I won't watch it. Right. I'll just play it on my phone through the speakers and listen.
That's a big deal, by the way. More and more and more and more and more. VoiceCon 2018, Gary Vaynerchuk's conference. Voice is huge. So knowing that people are going to be watching your videos passively like that is a big thing. So, so continue.
So for the movie review, and I wish I knew more about their channel so we could, I don't know. I'll come back in the comments. Are they allowed to post like their channel link or something?
Yeah, if you ask for it, yeah, there's no unsolicited advertising, but we'd love to see. And a lot of people are asking him the same question. They're trying to engage. It's like he asked the question, then left. It's like, dude, come on back. We're talking about you. This is your moment. This is what everybody waits for. And we've got a lot of great comments. M and the gang is saying we have so much variety on our channel, but it's always going to be something outdoors and involving our family. So how do we build community around that? An outdoor family channel.
Man, I would look them up and I would follow them for new ideas on what to do outdoors as a family, right? That's what we're always looking for. And so if that were the content, I would always be, okay, we're going outdoors, we're going to do this. Let's throw a little tip and trick in here, right? DIY and how-to is still the number one, if you put them together, the number one thing searched on YouTube.
Yeah.
Always will be, I think. Right. That's how it started. And so if you threw a tip and trick in there and you always had one, I'd come back for that.
Yeah.
I wouldn't watch daily content on it, but I would come back for extra tips. I'd be like, hey, outdoor family channel. And I would probably search camping. Sick, they did a video on that. I'd click it, I'd watch it, get some tips. Dude, I didn't know you could roll your sleeping bag up like that. You know what I mean?
Okay.
But a little tip or trick that gives them something back for watching you.
So, and you know what M is saying, we are trying to encourage others to get outdoors with their family. I'll tell you what, I know for me and my family, like I'm a big camper. My wife has not been, so getting everyone aligned is challenging. Yeah. I love, Jase, what you just said about the tip and trick. If you're trying to encourage people, M and the gang, you need to show them easy ways to do it. You need to show them accessibility. Hey, do you struggle getting outdoors because of X? Here's the solution.
And have how-to as your first tag.
Yeah, right. You know, let's talk about that. How you know with tags? How important are tags?
I don't know. As I told you earlier, I don't use any tools. I'm like,
right.
We just do our thing, and we need to. So we're gonna talk after this, and I'm gonna get some proper tools to be able to go after that because I know they're way more important than I give them credit. Right. But I do try whatever the main takeaway is, or I'll just, as archaic as I am, I will go to Google Trends, and if our video's on a certain subject, I'll think, man, these top couple subjects on here, this one's velocity is this one's doing this one's just staying here. Okay, I'm gonna organize them like this, and here's how we're gonna do that.
Right.
But I know TubeBuddy and other things, they can totally help us out with that.
I don't even know if there is any other tools. There's like toys. There's toys and there's tools, and TubeBuddy is the tool. Let me tell you something. TubeBuddy has a tag management tool that'll not only suggest tags that come from a variety of places, Google searches, YouTube searches, Google Trends. They pull data from Google Trends. It'll actually suggest tags for you that you press a green button and it just populates your tags. I used to have a hard time filling up my tags, right? To 300 to 500 characters, right? 500 is the max. With the TubeBuddy tag populator, now it's like I have to choose which tags to use because they make it so easy.
So I could have 3 million subs right now if I had done this properly. Is that what you're telling me?
You know, I don't want to judge you. I'm not here to judge you. I'm just what I've done. This is what I've done, right? So, and the audience is blowing up. Betsy is saying, I'm a very small channel, so I always use tags. Fat over 40 says, I use TubeBuddy. It's very good. I appreciate the channel name. The Costume Co. I love Costume Co. She says, I use titles and tags always. Great tools to use, guys. Remember, TubeBuddy provides answers to those solutions. Now, we've got a question coming in from Josephine DeSmet, who's a big fan of the channel. She follows us all over the place. She's got kind of a question here on video ideas, and you've done so many videos. How many videos, Jase, have you done on the Ohana Adventure?
After deleting through the demonetization gate, we deleted 110 million views. So after that, we're down to 900.
900 videos.
Yeah.
Wow. Now, my channel has like 2.5 million views, you know, so it's all right though. It's all right. That's why I drink champagne in the afternoon. How do you prevent yourself from running out of video ideas?
Here's the big secret. Are you ready?
Everybody bring it in. Bring it in.
Have more kids.
Bow, 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 bow.
Dude, our kids, man, we let them have like 15 minutes a day, and it's not very much compared to other families, but we give them 15 minutes a day to watch what they watch. And then we ask them, hey, what are you watching? Oh my gosh, there's this 24-hour outdoor thing that was hilarious. Jot that down, because that's our audience.
Yeah.
So they consume it. We ask them, and then we make our own spin off of all those. Everybody can't do that. But I have a note tab in my phone, and I'm jotting things down. But honestly, one of the things is getting into the platform, watching whatever platform you're on, get in there and see what's doing well, and then spin on it so you can be authentic, right?
Yes.
But put your own spin on it, something that you would like to do, and have a blast with it, have a party with it, and then spin off of those.
Icaro is saying 15 children. Got it. Andrew Can, I don't know why I still call you Con Man. Con Man. I think that Con Man. That's it. New nickname. Air 5. Okay. Andrew is saying 0 kids is enough for me. You're missing out, dude. You are missing out. Let me tell you, when you look at that little child who looks just like your brother, and you say, Get it? Looks just like the plumber. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
I got it. I started laughing. I was like, maybe I'm a bad dude. Maybe I read that wrong.
No, it's good. It's good, and we're all having fun. Hey, here's a question that you know, I try to avoid these questions on the norm, but we've got the Ohana Adventure here with us. Nails by Reese is asking, kind of frustrated. I can hear the tone. What's the use of getting so many subscribers, but I still get no views? And here's, but it's tough. It's tough. I mean, we talked about velocity. Jase, Bennett, what are some of your thoughts on that? Subscribers and views, why aren't they getting views?
You're not putting something out that they want to watch again. I mean, that's, in all honesty, like we went through March. March was rough. We were getting 20,000 views. Now take this as a percentage. Just all channels are different, but percentages remain. 20,000 views for a 1.1 million subscriber channel. Right?
Yeah.
That's nobody watching it.
Right.
More or less.
That's the equivalent.
We had to do some looking and some searching, and it was frustrating, and we tried figuring out and changing things and talking to our people a little bit more and digging into the comments a little deeper and figuring out really what do they want. We knew why it was happening. We had a very, very teen thick audience, and teens, from what I've seen, have a 6-month shelf life, right? 6 months, they'll hang out and then they're done. 6
months and they don't watch your channel again.
Yeah. But younger than that, like 14 and under, man, you got years worth of runway with them. Years, and they are diehard. And so we had to transition our channel back down to more kids content, and it was rough getting down there because we were fully teenage audience. We'd go to events, teenagers were all the ones seeing us. Grocery stores, teenagers. And then we kind of took it down to this kid content, and it was rough. And then finally we're in a good place, and we're starting to get some really good. Now it's like first hour is 20 to 40,000 views. Now it's back popping. It's cruising again.
So what does that look like? 100,000 views? Like what does that 24-hour view count look like? Or what? And maybe percentages is a more humble way to talk about it. Yeah. What's a good number?
Well, if we can get over 12% in the first 24 hours, we're like, okay. Yeah. And if we're over that 10%, those videos 7 days later seem to bump back up again. If we're below that, this is our own personal voodoo YouTube. Everyone's got their own personal, like my socks only go on backwards on Tuesdays when I upload and all that weird stuff. But if we can get more than 12% on a 24-hour, it'll pop again. It'll give it another chance. If it doesn't, pop, drop, done.
Yeah.
So,
yeah. And you
until we throw it into a playlist, then we can mess around with it again.
Interesting. Now, how do you create those playlists? Is that something that you do like on a regular ongoing basis, or is it like,
yes.
Okay, so talk about that a little bit. How does that work?
We do We have multiple different series. We don't call them that. People don't know. Our fans don't know that. We had like a sliding down the stairs series that was a blast that we deleted all of them because we were afraid the whole demonetization thing. We had like 80.
Is it kids putting kids in dangerous situations kind of thing?
That's what, 1923 grandma thinks, but my kids were always smiling. They had a blast. Anyways,
my kids were sliding down the stairs. We had dinner at a friend's house. My kids are sliding down the stairs and face first. And I'm like, kid, fuck that off. They're going to sue us. And they're like, dude, they're fine. Are you kidding me? Like, let them play. And I'm like, because I'm ready to let them play. So that's just my thought on kids sliding down the stairs. But please don't let me stop you.
Come on. Ours was on cardboard, so they went really fast. And it was into like slime and Orbeez. Very safe, awesome things at the bottom of those stairs.
I want you to be my dad.
But here's one of the things we definitely do. We're always tossing out different videos, and when one gets traction, we'll come up with 12 ideas off of that idea.
Okay.
And then we'll contact our other friends and they say, hey, next week we're going to do this video on this subject if you want to jump on board. So we almost create the trends if we can get enough people on board.
Yeah.
But then we have a playlist that's on that subject, 24 hours playlist. So 24 hours outside, 24 hours this, 24 hours that. But every time we do it, we put the most recent upload at the front of the playlist. And then that gives traction to all the other videos that were dead. We'll put the second video in the playlist is always the oldest one. And it'll pop it up real quick. And the YouTube goes, oh, crap, this is valid again. Let's shoot some notifications out there. Let's test it. And that video gets a whole new life.
Huge. Now, how do you name that playlist, right? Because, is it on your homepage or is this the playlist they're finding through search? Both.
We'll have a master one on our homepage, and then we'll have just 24 hours for that one, or terrifying stair slides, or who knows, whatever it is, right. But a super generic one that's very searchable. Instead of cramming, there's still some creators that I feel are whitelisted, even though that doesn't exist, that cram their playlist titles. Not supposed to do that. Don't do that. They will get removed. And so we just use very searchable, generic, shows up very good. And if we have a good video at the front of it, it shows up and it feeds the rest of those videos really well. Do you think less is more for YouTube? I do. Playlist titles? I do. I never fill up my tag box, but that's because I don't have the proper tools. Right. But you also, well, yes and no. You also, like I said, I try to use 300 of the 500 characters because at some point you're starting to go really wide now. Right? If you're doing a video about best microphones for YouTube and you start doing best microphones for podcasting, best microphones for Facebook, you're widening that, you're diluting your video at that point, right? Well, and people will subscribe to you for that one video, and then nothing else that you provide is relevant. They will not watch your video. Right. It's like collaborations, right? You could get the biggest YouTuber out there and you could get 25,000 first day subs from that YouTuber. Yes. But if you don't make comment or content that's like theirs, they'll never come back and watch it. And that shout out's going to hurt you because now your percentages are crazy low for what you should be getting as per the algorithm. Very, very, very interesting. And I think that it's interesting what you said because Andrew Can is in the commentary is saying in all caps, don't listen to that, fill up the tag box. Yes. That works for you. Great. I know Brian G. Johnson, he takes the approach that I take where you keep it real relevant. And then after that first 7 days, you open up the tags. You've got to be following what works, right? You said your own personal voodoo, right? And what you're really saying is your upload and optimization system, what you guys have found that works. And so I want to just encourage you guys, Prairie Dodgers, Hybrid Steel, M and the Gang, Phone Life TV, whatever advice you're hearing, try it and measure it, right? That's it. So you answered this question already, but a lot of people kind of come and go. So I want to just kind of come back to it briefly. Stephen Paul Taylor is asking, are live streams a good way to build community and grow your channel? Live streams build super fans. They're not sexy. They're not, you don't get big numbers from them. A lot of people delete their live streams afterwards. I still have a live stream from 2 years ago that gets 8,000 views a day. People are still typing in the comments, Andy's here, right? Hoping we fall down from the Toy Story thing, like Andy's coming or something. So I still get Andy's coming comments from this one live stream. But it builds super fans. And that's actually a funny, quick story. I'll make it quick. We have this fan that reached out to probably every YouTuber on the planet to collaborate with us because we shouted him out in 3 live streams in a row because he was one of 20 people on it. He all of a sudden, I mean, we actually got some YouTubers personally messaging us telling me to shut down my fake account that's asking everybody to collab because they thought it was me. Like, I don't have that time.
No, right? Like you've overestimated my powers here, folks.
Yeah. No, we had 30,000 subs and a channel with 1 million at the time came up to us in an event and is like, hey, you're the Ohana Adventure. And I said, yeah. And I said, and you're so-and-so. And they said, yeah, man, we have a fan that's begging us to collab with you guys. So let's film something.
Wow.
And then somebody else heard him say it. He goes, no, that same fan hit us up. Then I had like 6 different massive YouTubers like, dude, he always comments on our stuff. He hits us up on Insta. And it's because of this live stream, and we would always shout him out. We're like, dude, his name was Augustus Green. If anybody's been hit up by Augustus Green, dude, he is. I actually did a background check because I started freaking out about him. But anyway, so super fans. Long story at the end.
I love that. I love that. You know, it reminds me, I'll tell you, it reminds me of Dr. Sten Ekberg. If you're still watching, because I see Dr. Sten on the TubeBuddy streams. I see you on my streams. I see you on Brian's streams. I see you on Nick's streams. And you're always looking and growing, and you're always encouraging. You're never whining. You're never complaining. And sometimes complaining's okay. We want to give you guys a place for that. But I just love the energy and the power that you bring to the table, Dr. Sten. So thank you for all that you do. And speaking of Dr. Sten, he's our next question. Dr. Ekberg is asking, and a lot of people have asked this today, and you mentioned Instagram. I wonder if you can expand on that. Maybe the answer is we don't. I don't know. But how do you let people know about your YouTube channel outside of YouTube? Jase Bennett.
Instagram stories is a big one for us. The swipe up on the story.
Yeah.
You do have to have it as a business page for that to work.
And I think you have to have 10,000 followers.
Do you? Okay. So yes, you have to have that as well. But that's been a big one for us. Man, we've just kind of grown on YouTube. Our Instagram grew from our YouTube following, right?
Yeah, I see that too. I see that too. You know, like we've reached out. We use our email list. We use our Facebook page, and I get nominal. 7 people from Facebook checked it out, but then you know what they do is they go and they comment back on the Facebook comment because it all opens inside the app. Yeah. So they're watching the video. They're on Facebook. They click on your video. They're now on YouTube, but inside the Facebook browser, which means they're not signed in. So when they go to comment, it's like, please sign in to comment. Who wants to do that? By the way, Facebook.
Cancel or sign in.
Yeah, cancel or sign in. And you know what, guys? Facebook does that on purpose. They don't want you watching the content over there. So then they come back to Facebook and then they comment there. And I almost find, I don't want to say it's like self-destructing, but is it really helping you? Because what you just got here was somebody who watched your video, maybe just a part of it, and then left your video. Can that actually hurt you, Jase Bennett?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Totally. Here's a stupid little thing that I do. If I click on one of our videos, and I haven't seen it yet, I mean, I was the star, but I haven't watched it yet. I'll watch one of our videos. I'll actually go to somebody else's channel. I'll scroll down and go to somebody's channel that I don't know, turn their video on, and then I click it off so I'm not losing the session time. So everybody can roast me for that. But it's always people I don't know. If it's people I know, I actually click onto theirs and let that run while I'm running another task. Then I click to somebody's I don't know and end my session time on them. So that's how super am about session times.
You know what? It's interesting to hear you say that because I have certainly done similar things. I never will click off one of my own, like one of my other, like if I'm signed into Owen Video, but I'm uploading on Hemsaths.
I know.
I always click off of somebody else, and I want to send that signal to somebody else. And it's not being rude. I'm just like, I'm protecting my own, right? I got four.
Unless it's a specific channel that you always click on that is suggested, and you always go to their channel to click off.
Right. You know, I've got to find a channel that I really don't like a dastardly channel. You know what I mean? Like, something that promotes evil things and
always ends session time on them.
Yeah, gotcha again. You know what I mean? This is how
Oh, I'm gonna get so roasted for that one.
Yeah, you know what? I hope people really caught that because that was actually, I was like, wow, I was like a news anchor. I'm like, he said that on our show. So I love that. Bobby Spot, all-time favorite question. I'm just starting out a channel. What's the best way to get subscribers? And Jase Bennett said,
ask for him to subscribe. And here's my other thing. Collaborate.
So
collaborate. Properly collaborate.
Okay, so what does it mean to properly collaborate?
Find people that are like you, that have a following like you.
So find good-looking people. Okay, one. All right, now what? And
well, that's for you. That's not me.
Okay, all right. Yeah, I couldn't agree more. But not.
But that Monday Night Live that we do, we took that off, the spin off of Saturday Night Live. We do Monday Night Live, and we've done it every Monday for 2 years, and only 4 times have we not had another YouTube channel on it. We've had people from 1,000 subscribers all the way to 2 million subscribers on this live stream.
Okay.
More people on it on the 20,000 or under, and we love doing that actually because they have a more engaged audience that'll move over, right?
Yeah. Now,
you get the 3 million subscriber, you might get a bunch of people, but those small ones, they have those super fans that move over.
Big time. I'm seeing there's a friend of ours, Belief in Fatherhood. He's a local guy, 100,000 subs, so he's kind of on that bigger realm. His wife has 2,000 Instagram followers, but on any given video she posts, 2,000 views, 5,000 views, hyper engaged. Where even on images, I mean, and that's an Instagram example, but it's true. These, especially now, like it was maybe different 5 years ago, but now these smaller channels have these hyper focused, really committed.
That's why go off of percentage. If you have 200% viewership, you're killing it. If you have 10%, I don't. Subscribers is cool, but it's kind of more of a hat tip. It's not. It doesn't actually. It's engagement. What is your engagement? That's what you watch.
You know, that's huge, guys. And I'm going to give it. I hope my sound effects are coming through. I'm going to give it the bell ding because the engagement rate is what matters, and it's really what the brands are going to look for at a high level. I think most of our audience here is still sort of getting to that brand recognition level. I think, and Jase, maybe you have a different opinion. I think getting out of the subscriber mindset is a process. It's been so beaten into to get followers, grow your audience. It's taken me, weeks and months and a little therapy, really, to some champagne therapy to kind of get out of that mindset. Now, what I'm looking for, 24-hour view counts. I'm looking for 20-hour view counts, and I'm looking for comments and the level of comments.
We're gonna start that right now. All I'm ever gonna ask you is, dude, what's your engagement at? That's all we care about. What's your engagement at?
No, it's funny because I call Jeff Weiss, and he's mentioned you a few times, and I kind of
love Jeff.
Yeah, amazing guy, right?
He's way better looking than both of us.
Dude, that hair is insane, right?
Nope, I can't. I'll never compete with his hair.
I look at guys. I've got a Doc Brown thing going on, and Jeff Weiss
I've got a preacher's cap.
I love it. I appreciate your honesty. Let me tell you something. I'm wearing a hat. I'm like wearing a lie. You know what I mean? And it's something that I can do. But I'll call Jeff and I'll just text him and I'll say, dude, I'm struggling with this or I'm struggling with that. Community is not just you to your audience, right? It's you to your peers. It's you to talk a little bit about how you engage with people on your level, to just stay sane.
That's why we compete. Not compete. That's why we communicate. It's always a competition. Just kidding. It's not really. I would so much rather collaborate with everybody. We've got one channel that if we post something remotely close to theirs, they get ticked. Like,
yeah.
I have no idea you made that video. But everybody else that we talk to, I can text any of these people. I mean, Dan from What's Inside, I can text him. We don't make the same content at all. I can text him and be like, hey, Dan, what do you think about this? He's like, oh, man, that's a pretty bad idea. I'm like, oh. Yeah, hey, Jeff. Jeff's like, dude, that rocks. Let's do it together. And I'm like, yeah, Jeff, let's go. You know, or anybody. And I don't mean that bad on Dan. Dan's like he like calms me down. It's perfect. He's so
awesome.
Good at this.
That's awesome. And that's
but we can reach out to any of them.
Yeah. And that's part of that.
And they can be honest back with us.
You've got to have a variety of those people, right? Like the
nobody needs a group of yes men all the time.
Yes, and you also don't need a group of no men either. People that are because you think they're keeping you grounded, right? Like,
that's what our parents are for.
Yeah, no, it's true. Or, you know, in my case, my 11-year-old, right? Because he's oh, yeah, that's stupid, right? You know, and he's much nicer than that now. He is, because we started paddling again. But you know, different story for a different day. You know, Daryl Eves is a good friend of mine, and you know, he's sort of my grounded guy. I don't always hear what I want to hear from Daryl, but he keeps grounded, and you know, he said things to me that have hurt, but they get me focused on where I want to go. Doesn't mean I always take his advice, right? Doesn't mean I always take Jeremy Vest is my cheerleader. Jeremy Vest is like, you know, and do you know Jeremy?
Oh, I love Jeremy.
Jeremy's
awesome. I was supposed to go skating in my indoor skate park in Utah at the very at the second CVX, and we never made it happen. But I love Jeremy. Jeremy rocks.
Oh my gosh, you know what? He's an incredible skater. My parents thought skateboards were gang related, so I wasn't allowed to have one. And that's why I started videotaping skaters. But I'll tell you, Jeremy is my cheerleader. Jeremy's my guy that says, you know, oh, that's a horrible idea, but if you do it to your best. You know, do your best job.
I love it.
It's having that community that really matters. Andrew Can is saying what parents are for, looking at their graves. Okay, thank you. Thank you for that, Andrew Can.
Yeah.
Okay, so on that note, Jase, we got to go. Thank you so much for spending 58 minutes with us today, and even really a few more in prep behind the scenes. How do we best follow you and stay in touch with you?
Probably my Instagram. That's the smallest thing, so that's the thing I interact with the best. My just JaseBennett, just Jase Bennett. That's the smallest one, so that's the one that I communicate the most with. Or Jase Bennett. It is a YouTube channel. I've got no videos, but I have a lot of people. I have one. It's a failed video that I thought was for the Ohana Adventure. I left it up, so people comment on that one all the time to actually catch me, because that's my secret one that I use to watch stuff with.
Oh, that's awesome. No, I love that. That's how you get your watch time up, is I put it on your channel and let it roll.
My one channel, man, that changes everything.
Yeah, exactly. Any parting words before you take off?
I'm stoked to check out TubeBuddy more. Oh. Right? That's what I'm getting from this. But honestly, find a way to make cool stuff that your tribe wants to watch.
Love it. I love it.
Right? That's that. Oh, you asked about favorites.
There it is.
There's my favorite Eevee. There's that. There's a lot of people watching.
I love it. You know, we were done at 3 kids. We had 3 kids, and we decided to snip the tubes here on this guy. And so we did that, and then 4 months later, I had my little girl, and amazing,
productive.
Folks, not even medical science can stop me. And with that, we're gonna tune out. Jase Bennett, the Ohana Adventure. Thank you so much. Air five to you for taking time and sharing just so much amazing stuff. And for those,
I'll see you at VidCon.
I will see you at VidCon, and just like
hang at VidCon.
Right, I can't wait. It's gonna be a great time. And guys, thank you for tuning in. Remember, if you don't have TubeBuddy, download it today. Start using the tools. and finally achieving that success that you're looking for. I'm Owen Video. Keep dreaming, keep streaming. We'll see you guys.
Yes.